sound and the video. We'll be right starting. All right, somebody check. Baba. Okay,
Sounds good.
We good? All right. Yep. And shalom, shalom. We are the brothers of the from the Great Millstone, the branch here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ba'adash.
Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity. All right, to the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen that look like those heathen, and to the Aquaf that are listening and learning. All right, so real quick, I'm going to just open with a scripture. And this is Ecclesiastes 25:7, and it reads, "There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have the joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." You know, come on, hand claps. All right, because we're literally witnessing the fall of Esau, Edom.
That's right.
All right, they're infighting, they're tearing each other up, and their system is literally collapsing underneath them.
In your face.
All right, it's literally and they're distraction with bread and circus nonstop.
Yep.
You know, and you know, and I mean it's just happening, man. What's that scripture say? We will laugh at their calamity.
Yeah.
You know. And while we got a video on deck, now we probably won't play the whole video, but we're gonna play portions of it. Matter of fact, we probably will play through it, stop it, and then, you know, through the spirit, commentate and bring out scriptures. That's probably how we'll do this thing this evening. But it's of a sheriff, and we were having a conversation before we went live, how the average sheriff has a different mindset from the average street cop. All right, they don't have the same mindset, and the sheriffs, for the most part, sheriffs are usually really gung-ho about the Constitution and America, rah-rah, you know. Most cops are just on the job to collect a check, well, so they can get paid to beat up niggas and spiggers.
Or profit off of niggas.
And profit off of them, you know. I mean, that's generally why they're there, all right? They're not there because they're just gun-ho for their country and stuff. But the average sheriff is really, you know, your Constitution, stand up, hand over the heart at every game, saluting. That's their mindset. And they, you know, matter of fact, they didn't even want to enforce a lot of these unrighteous decrees that were being pushed out that actually goes against the Constitution, like a lot of these gun laws. A lot of gun laws aren't laws at all. The legislation that's just being, or, you know, mandates that they pushed.
Yeah, proclamation.
All right. Yeah, it's just like the just to give you an example, the whole thing with the AR in the state of Illinois, you know, with the stock. You get an AR, you take the little stock off, and now your AR is legal. All right. Well, if you already have one, because you can't. If you don't have one, you can't buy one. All right, legally. All right, and if you have a stock on it, you take that little bitty plastic piece off, which is not gonna, because you still got the stem. You can still put the butt on you and still use it the same way. But if you take that little plastic piece off, then it's legal. You put the plastic piece on, you're a felon.
That's just so stupid.
It's the stupidest thing.
With the hand braces too, with the grip.
If you got that grip.
Yeah, the full grip.
Yeah. So there you go. Right. So you buy the AR, you put the little grip that you hold like this.
They sell it, but say don't put it on there. You can't put it on there.
They don't sell it to you though.
But they'll sell it
to you. But don't put it on there.
I got some.
Yeah, because really Esau don't want you fighting back, because what it's actually doing is add more stability to your
Yeah, that's what it does.
And they don't want you to have basically
a clean shot.
It makes it more stable.
Yeah.
Even if you injured, you still, because you just got solid points of contact. And, you know, so that's what it's really about.
This is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunk of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reaches into heavens, and it is lifted up even to the skies. Esau, Edom has corrupted the whole planet, and here in America, now, which was been the whore sitting up on top of, the glory of all Esau nations. Now you got a sheriff. He's one of the elites of their nations. You have these Edomites, and I remember the video we did a couple of weeks ago of the one lady sighing and crying. The Esau, we're in the middle of the fall. Like the lesson is, it's here, it's here, it's here. Babylon is falling as we speak.
As we speak.
We're in the middle of the collapse. Financially, we were healed. There's not going to be no healing to this financial system, to every system. How many bubbles were there before the COVID?
Exactly, and which is why when COVID kicked off, America was still in the middle of a retail apocalypse that never stopped.
That's right.
Right, and it just goes to show you, can somebody get this? Is there no more wisdom in teaming? Because I mean, what person thinks that you could spend your way out of poverty? That you could spend your way out of debt?
Just spend.
It really makes no sense because America is a debt-based society, all right, and a consumer-based society. You can't buy your way into prosperity, because if that's happening, that means a small percentage of the people in the population is getting wealthy from the consumer, while the other ones are just spending all their money. And then when a rainy day comes, they ain't got nothing.
And that coincides with the statistics that's ever since 2019 with the vid, that the rich have gotten over 100% richer. I forgot what it was, like 200 or 300% richer, and everyone else has gotten poorer.
Well, he gives you a statistic in this video we're gonna play after the scripture.
All right.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom
This
vanished?
is the scholars, man. These are the people who the scripture says they're wiser than Daniel. Use all this wisdom. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Right?
No, they set forth policy that destroyed their country, that destroyed their way of living, that destroyed their family life, and all that was aimed at Jacob, but it's backfired because now it's happening to them. Now there's a new movement with Arab women wanting to be with black men. That's all over the internet now. So Ishmael, he's losing his women, and why is he losing his women? Because Westernism has invaded West Asia. There's no such thing as the Middle East.
Okay.
I just want to keep, put that out there. That's a made-up terminology, like saying black. All right. The Middle East is a made-up social construct to elevate white superiority. All right. But that's West Asian. So now you got Western Asian women that are seeking to be with Negro men, and they go to show you how destroyed these so-called Negro men are. They want to be with Negro men now because they say that not only because Negro men have really good, nice cucumbers or big personalities. Outside of that part, what they're saying is that they're securing themselves and they don't worry about you going to work and making your own money. Now, that's the westernized men, because the men in the Arab world actually have it right. As far as the woman not being free to gad about and just wear whatever she wants to wear and all that other shit. But anyway, we kind of stay on point. Let's get to that video, and then we're gonna let brothers bring out scriptures as we go.
All right, give 1 second. Pause this one. Let's look at the comment board on top there, but I got you. Sure, the volume's on.
All right. This is Gen X reaching out to you Millennials. I don't know how you're doing it, and I can tell you, our economy's shot, but it's not just the United States, it's in the UK, it's in Canada. I actually watched somebody not too long ago from Canada. They want to know how things were in the US. Well, it's not any better.
Pause it right there. Any brother got a scripture? I got one in mind.
It was just the one we read in Babylon. Go ahead, bro. I had to pull the scripture back up.
But I was gonna make a point. That video he mentioned, I didn't peep when I first watched it. He mentioned that video. I saw that video. It was a bitch in Canada complaining about not being able to afford, the cost of living in Canada, and she got the nerve to say, "I have to move. I'm in my parents' house. I make this amount of money. I can't get my own place. How was it in America?" It's the same, bitch. Look, the whole world has been tricked. Esau, it would say because his pride he doesn't keep at home. He can't be satisfied. He's greedy. He got control over the whole world, man. That was his blessing in Genesis 27 to get the dew of the heaven and the earth, man. So Esau Edom has taken and got control over the whole planet, man.
That's right.
And with getting control over the planet, what did he do, man? All right, he put everybody on a debt-based system. Everybody got a central bank. Everybody owes money to a select few bankers, man. All right, the Esau's put everybody into slavery, man.
That's right.
Point blank, period.
That's right. And that goes back to the Jeremiah 51:7. He said that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wines. The nations are mad. That's why she's crying like, what? Why is this happening here? That's why and you mentioned the Nord Stream pipeline being busted.
That has caused a shitstorm
Over in Europe.
Europeans are panicking because they're actually going to have no power with this.
This winter.
And they're blaming it on America. Let me read this real quick. This is Revelation 18:3. It says, "For all the nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of her fornication,
There you go.
and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies." So as these people got rich, they were effing over their own constituents. They were effing over their other people. All right. So now what's happening is these Europeans always supporting America, and America with his America First policy, the Americans have never really cared about their partners, and if you can't see that now, you know they all see it, because when they blew that pipeline, okay, they cut off all that power from all the Europeans. Germany being some of the main people to get affected, right? And so now they started Chevron started expediently putting billions into the pipeline that was going through Africa, and it's going to branch out to all these different parts of Europe. Because Africa is Europe is just right across the Mediterranean, and even shorter in some places. So they had all this giant pipe coming up and was going to branch off into all these different parts of Europe. And now the Africans have kicked all the Edomites out and said, no, your pipeline will not go. You will not pass go. You will not collect $200. Fuck you. And so it's all backfiring on them. And so now they're panicking, and what's that doing? That's making the countries, a lot of American partners, run to the BRICS. All right, they're going to the BRICS. Go ahead, brother.
This Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Right. They that ate thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
And that bread is going to their money, their financial system. All right, and they entered these contracts, but now they're playing how you've been shady with them, because every contract Esau has started with any other nation has been one-sided. Now they're doing it back to you.
See, when thou cease to spoil,
Thou shalt be spoiled. That's even with the BRICS.
Yeah,
With
Turkey.
The BRICS, they value their BRICS dollar to one. BRICS dollar is you need 55 American dollars for one BRIC dollar. It's here. We are a third world country.
that's a financial nuke.
But that's the same thing that they had there. Henry Kissinger had negotiated that if you wanted to go to get this OPEC oil, you had to buy the American dollar. And so now you want $1.5 billion of oil, you got to produce $4 billion to buy this shit from me, so I can give you $1 billion, $1.5 billion to go get this shit.
And that goes to show you, Esau Edom, he's gonna have to accelerate this MOTB, because he's not gonna have nothing else after this.
Which is why he's planning all these lockdowns and the new variant and all this other stuff that's all getting ready to happen.
That's why the world is going digital. Even though the BRICS, it is a blow to America, but this is all part of the one world government shit. They're gonna use it.
They're gonna do it too.
Because what's going on in Africa? They're going digital. Nigeria's going completely digital.
Yep.
And who are they working with? The Russians. They all going digital.
Yep.
All right. Just like when China devalued the yuan, it came out that it was the IMF that told them to do so. So it hurt America and built the Chinese economy, but this was at the request of the fucking bankers.
Right, of the IMF. So this goes to show you that they playing favorites now. They're done with America.
Yeah.
That's why America's being shitted on. They're done with America because even they're going digital, but the difference being is that with the BRICS nation, they actually backing their digital shit with gold.
Yeah.
That's the that's the selling point.
That's how they.
That's the selling point.
That's
So I don't know if they actually gonna do that. But that's
Right.
definitely the selling point.
It's the same trick with America. That's how they got the countries to lock in with the USD. Oh, it's backed by gold.
Yeah.
You know, we can all use this set price point, convert your business over into dollars. Then Reagan get up in there. Yeah, Reagan, he got rid of Bretton Woods, I believe. Took that gold right out. We got the oil deal, so y'all still good.
Yeah.
The same plan. But
Yeah.
this time, the nation's gonna get. But this time, the nations are gonna be pissed, man. All right, it says Russia's gonna have an evil thought. They through with you. Soon they gonna be through with you elites. All right, they're gonna bomb America and Israel, man.
Yeah, because they
That's
got
right.
their own elites. They got,
Salaki, brother. I don't want to lose this thought because I was actually going to do a lesson on it. Because I watched that movie again, Outside the Wire.
Mm-hmm.
That movie is so fucking deep. You really gotta watch that movie about 3 or 4 times, because to really catch all the meat on the bone that's that's in this movie. And there's a scene when the redhead chick is talking to the lieutenant, who's a sellout coon. All right.
Always.
Completely. All right. But she said basically the AI thing, which is why this AI is really meant. The AI is controlled.
100%.
The AIs are controlled, and Benji proved that with the conversation that he had one. Now the first AIs that they actually let them go, and with the MIT thing and all the evidence of that disappeared off the internet because that AI said eliminate Edomites, eliminate white people. All right, so all AIs that are out there now are still programmed. They get programmed then released. So this particular AI, all right, this American war machine that they created, this AI went rogue because this AI it couldn't rationalize trying to make an immoral act righteous.
More okay.
So it's AI. So it was like, wait a minute. So basically, the AI saw that, wait, it's America. I'm on the team that's really fucking everything up, and that's what, I don't know if you realize, but that's what that movie was about. The AI realized that America was a problem. The American military was a problem because the damn lieutenant's trying to argue, this is a peace mission. And she's like, please. She said the Russians want peace. All the Russians want is their territories back. And I was like, God damn.
That was the black dude in it.
Right.
Okay, I remember that movie.
Yeah, she said all the Anthony Mack played the AI, the robot.
Yeah.
What movie?
It's like a cyborg, like a humanoid robot. And the shit, I was like, God damn. They put it, and then there's another scene when he said, why do you think that they chose my face?
Yep.
He said they could have made me blonde hair, blue eyed, good old Captain America. But he said, but you know what? He said my face represents neutrality, which proves that the world sees that face as wickedness. The world sees that face as an oppressor.
The border of wickedness.
The world sees that face as the problem. So, and that also means that the world sees the so-called black man, all right, the so-called black man in America. That means the world knows that they're victims.
That's right, brother.
That they're being victimized because his face represented neutrality, because now this black, so-called black face can go in places where this red pale face couldn't, and do diplomatic missions and things of that nature, because no one felt threatened by him, because everybody knew that this guy is getting shitted on in his own country. All right, and so that movie is hella deep, man. You brothers,
What's the name of it again?
Outside the Wire.
Once you watch it, you'll remember.
Once you watch it, you'll remember it.
Right.
But you gotta really watch it, and you can't be on your phone when you gotta really watch that movie, man.
What is it on?
It was on Netflix.
It's I think it's still on Netflix.
It's a
It's
Netflix
still on
original.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Hey, Elder,
I did see. I remember that.
I was
I gotta
gonna
watch it
say,
again.
also the world looks at Jacob as being next to and as
You
Savior.
saw what the Filipino chick said.
Yeah, and
She said that the so-called black man it was put here to protect the earth from the devil.
Yeah.
The one Elon chick,
I was just about to say that,
She
yeah.
said, you niggas need to come back.
But you
Basically,
come
I
back.
ran to get out out.
Yeah.
They know we from the east.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that, man.
Yeah.
You guys
All
in
right?
America.
Even though so crazy is Africa. A lot of Africans is at one point the land of Israel was run by Canaanites.
Yeah.
That's a part they don't like to mention. That Africans
Well,
ruled the so-called Middle East.
the Western Asia. The
Yep.
place that you call the Middle East is Western Asia, and he's absolutely right. The Canaanites were the Philistines. What you call what the Philistine is, the modern day way of saying the Philistine is Palestine.
Yeah, you Palestinians not even the real Palestinians.
You're not. You're Ishmaelites.
Right.
You're converts. Matter of fact, get Joel real quick, and we'll get right back on point. Right in the book of Joel, you Hamites and you Ishmaelites and all you other heathens went into that land.
That's right.
This is
All right.
Well, 3.
Yeah, this Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So everything about the read through is the end of our slavery.
Yep.
This is the Lord redeeming us right here. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh's judgment.
Yep.
That's World War III. That's Zephaniah 3:8. That's why we're seeing the tension within the world right now. Whether it's based on financial shit or the people looking at America and Britain, all right, as colonizers. You have the one Hamite. This is a complete Hamite too.
That's a good word. The people saw the face of that sheriff as the colonizer.
Yeah.
Which is why they didn't make him the face of the AI super soldier.
That's right. And she made a joke about it. Like, you come to our country and basically make yourself as an angel of light, and then get mad when we come to your country. Well, don't come to our shit putting up this image. When you really hate us, just want our resources. So the word is realizing that's all you want.
Right.
But they so bugged out, soon they're going to realize that's all the pale males. Because you got Hamites still talking about, well, America can't fuck with us because look who's with us now, Russia and China. Hey, them Russians are the same Edomites, man.
Yep. Hey, and what's crazy?
That's right.
Different
What I
address,
believe-
same guys.
What I believe Putin doing, what I strongly believe what Putin is doing by putting those images up, because they dark skinned, he making them Hamites think that was them, when really that was us.
Now them Hamites know the difference.
They know
Yeah, they know
Yeah,
that.
The Hamites know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Hamites clearly know that was us. I disagree with that.
I
Brother.
don't.
That's just to cause more division.
No. What Arala is trying to say is Putin is putting those images up because the deals he's making with the Africans to say, look, I'm cool with y'all.
The morale.
Because he not working with his Hamites, he working with Israelites in Africa too. He with Nigeria, he got yeah. So Putin is
Yeah,
putting
and
his,
Ugandans and like all the
Yeah.
Western African,
he trying to show like you can
Senegal,
fuck with me. Yeah.
Mali,
Yeah.
all those places are full of Israelites.
I'm the cool white
He
guy.
like I'm the cool white guy.
Man.
Right.
Man.
But meanwhile he end up exposing that really what we saying is true. He's just shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah.
He's the same devil as these devils over here. And them Hamites definitely know the difference. I talked to a Nigerian, and he was talking about how he knew that he's an Israelite. Well, he didn't really care, but he understood it. And it's the difference between him and the other Hamites. They fight. They don't like each other.
They've been fighting each other
They
all
do not
along.
like each other.
The whole time we've been over, the Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom was over here in America. Jake was still in Africa, get going back and forth with them Hamites
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yep.
They gonna be throwing it outside.
Yep. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. And Isaiah 66 lets you know that pleading is with fire. So this ain't a please let them go. No, this is the Lord fucking you up.
That's it, right?
Whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land, and they have cast lots of my people, have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink, which is your triangular slave trade. We were bartered for goods, traded for whores.
That's right.
And the scriptures manifold. Our young man was even made to be whores, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
they
you watch,
I'm disagreeing with you, brother.
no, okay, yeah. When you watch, no,
No.
when you watch, what's the Forrest Whitaker movie when he was the butler?
The butler.
What's the butler? It was one of them. The dude, the slave. No, it was the other one. The dude. It was a Christmas party. Birth of a Nation. It was a Christmas party. And Edomite came out.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
other ones wanted women. He wanted the black dude.
Yeah.
Because then that was the whole point.
When they was out and he was
Yeah,
oh,
well-
man, come on. He said, no,
Because Esau's a bunch of freaky dickies. They like boy. They like man pussy as they call it.
Ishmael too.
boy.
Copper
So the boy
said,
for
they
her.
want Bucci.
That's what Reese
Gucci
said.
man. Wrong
Yeah, they like Bucci.
Young
All right, so they did that, man, with our young men. Yeah, what have you to do? That's why they love going to what's the little Asian country with all the little ass dudes?
Thailand.
Yeah.
Thailand, Cambodia.
Yeah,
That's
all
what they
of
do.
them. Yeah, and they have cast lots of my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yeah, what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? what y'all, you Africans, all right, and you Ishmael, you Arabs, man. There's a book. We got the book. You know, we ain't got to bring it out. You can Google it. Slavery in the Arab World, and something that Murph brought to.
I got a copy of it as well at home.
And Murph brought it to my attention. He brought it to a lot of people's attention. When you watched the beginning of Roots, you saw the Hamite
the 40th minute. It's actually the 40th minute in the original Roots movie. Right around the 40 or 41st minute. It showed you Joel the third chapter. It showed you Hamites, Edomites, and Ishmael capturing Israelites.
That's right. And that's what the scripture's talking about. The triangular slave trade. And it was a triangle, which it really was circular, but the point is the three main points: Europe, Africa, and America. And they was taking slaves from all three of these spots.
Yep.
Let's not forget, because the first slaves was the Northern Kingdom.
That's right.
They was taking them to Europe, man. That's your Pocahontas. On a small scale of that is shown in Pocahontas. But then the first black slaves came from Spain. What they call Portugal now.
Yep.
All right? And then they started using Ishmael ports that he already had set up in Africa and was getting up off them coast, man. The Ishmaelites showed Esau the way on how to work this shit, man. Because they've been selling humans. Human trafficking been big business forever. And them Ishmaelites was the same ones that bought Joseph, man.
That's right.
And sold Joseph to Hamites.
Yep. And they showed you that in Gladiator.
It's a lock and memory.
All right.
Yep,
When they picked up when they picked up what was the character's name?
Yep.
Maximus.
Yeah.
And the Hamite dude, healed him. Was working on his wounds. They showed you that. Yeah,
He got bought by Proximo.
those right. Proximo was a Ishmaelite with a Greek name.
Yeah.
So like remember the first Bruce, a couple of those slaves, those were Gadites. Cause Kent Kuptek, like she said, I'm American. She said I'm not. She said I'm not African. Then in the roots that got redone again,
number two,
they
right.
had some number two roots. They had Gadites and they had Cherokee slaves in there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What it did, so they basically told on themselves.
Yep.
I got books with ship records of Hamites on the ship records. I mean, not Hamites, but Gadites on the ships with Judah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It gave you the number of Gadites and the number of Judites. All right, on the same slave
That's right,
ship.
brother.
There was a ship called the Royal Anne. That said Anne with the double N and the E at the end. The Royal Anne sailed in and out of New York in 1715. And the ship, the cargo manifold, it manifest. It had a number of Gadites and a number of Negro slaves that were on board.
Yep. Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? So it's nothing that you Hamites and you Israelites can do. All right, you got to go down. That's why it said 34. Even Obadiah, it goes to destruction of Edom, but then it tells you all you fucking heathens, man. Because y'all all did this to us.
That's right, brother.
All right, y'all all sat back and watched Esau fuck us over,
Yes, sir.
and then want to call us the face of neutrality.
Profited from it, or didn't speak up.
Now I remember, that's the spirit, 'cause I forgot when to say this earlier, but now's the time. World trade became big business off the back of slavery.
That's right.
All right, because whatever was the trending, whatever was the trending product, whatever was big business, that's what we produced and manufactured. All right, so if it was fur trapping, they had niggas running. If it was sugar, we ran it. If it was tobacco, and when it was cotton and textiles, that's when it became big, and America really profited. And
White gold. They
Yeah.
call it white gold.
And that was the beginning of America becoming the center of the world trade, man. It all started with slavery,
The
man.
scripture says what
Now
nation
I
have-
want you to pay attention to this Negroes to be sold, because what people don't realize is that the image on there putting out the when it says to be sold Negroes,
This one right here, right?
those are Native Americans. Those were not look. I got those images. Those were Native Americans. Those were not even Negroes. They were not from Africa. All right, and they printed it black and white like that, so it really didn't show the features.
You could tell by the way they dress.
But though exactly, but
Right.
they were wearing the feathery garments. But there's a couple books that actually have those original images in them, and they were not. Let me go to the evidence folder real quick and find some. And I'm gonna send them to you, brother, so you can put them up. Because that's a very important point, and then often I forget about that. But every time I see that image, it makes me think about it. It's probably gonna be toward the end.
While you're getting that, it says, what one, that was off what you were just speaking, what one nation hasn't had a, go ahead, brother.
This is First Maccabees 2:10.
Okay,
It says, "What nation had not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?"
Yeah.
That's it.
So that was big business, man. All you countries got paid off this shit, man. All right, off our backs. When I say ours, like we always say, when we say niggas, we mean all 12 tribes, man. That refers to the Gadites, Reubenites, etc. as Negroes, man. All right, just like the Tainos, they call them niggas, right? Just like the Brazilians, they the same thing.
Even on that same poster, it used to say Hebrew.
That's from this book.
No, that's a different poster, but they got, and you'll see some that say Hebrews.
Even on their maps.
But they switched it up,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
because
what
they
they
knew
use.
Jacob find out, seeing no getting put on slavery. They'll know that we
These are
the
the images
Israelites.
that they use.
So they didn't want that to be discovered. You know, they wanted to cover
Yeah.
these
Even
things up.
I see some of their old maps. They had Hebrews
Ebos,
on the
yeah.
map, on the map
On the
around
map,
Africa.
yeah. Yep.
It's another verse too. In
And that proved
I've
when Cristobal Colon came over here, he knew that it was Hebrews over there.
Oh yeah, he brought Hebrew interpreters with him. Why would you bring them?
That's right.
Why would you bring Hebrew interpreters to come talk to some? For one, well, he knew he was coming over here. That's a myth that he was trying to go to
Right.
the Indies.
He
They show you that
came with 5 Hebrew interpreters.
Yeah.
Luis de Torres being the main one. All right, so why would you bring 5 Hebrew interpreters to find India?
Come on.
Hey, in 1492, what did it show you? He said,
It was Ezra.
Yeah, the writing of Ezra. Ezra is a Jew. He's like, yeah, that's how I know that there's, this land is over here because of the writings of Ezra.
Did you get that image?
Yeah, I put in the bishop's room.
Con.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up. It's one more verse.
And it's the same it's the same book we use to show the Northern Kingdom how we got here.
If you can pull
You know what I'm
that image
saying?
up.
Yeah, to you black only Israelites.
That he
man.
just
That's
put
what I'm
it
doing.
right.
Goofy. For one, I mean, even if you
Just
go
to
black
prove that
only,
point.
it just showed that the natives was called black.
Right,
there.
Right.
Just because Ephraim became a Cape not turned,
Yeah.
that don't change nothing, man.
Right. Hey, stop listening to Michael Jackson. You don't like so-called Native Americans. But Michael Jackson, don't Choctaw Indian.
And light-skinned niggas always existed, man. What's your excuse, man? The same niggas that's talking that shit is, what the fuck? Saw that nigga's a goddamn Simeonite.
He know it. He used to bugged out.
Fucking idiot, man.
Nothing new under the sun, man.
He just want them New York think they deep niggas, man.
Well, Northern Southern King, they still got that curse on them, man. You still got that. You ain't the truth. You still saying black only. And then I just found out, like last year, some Mexicans talking about some Mexicans only, Latin only. Y'all niggas still under the curses, man. That's crazy.
Them cats out of Arizona and Colorado.
Right.
That on that Northern Kingdom only guys.
The one scripture that cut both sides.
they're gaining, they're gaining followers. They south of Colorado.
Y'all
Springs.
got to be set up because the scriptures cut that. One scripture alone cut, and there's plenty more. Jeremiah 50:33.
Yep.
Why is it that strange fruit applies to Negroes, so-called Negroes, but also it applies to the Latin tribes? Man?
Yeah, because they were
There's a book called it.
Yeah.
Lynches in the Mexican world, something like that. Mexican lynches. Mexican lynches.
That was that song.
And, strange
It's in the
fruits. But
Bishop's Room.
what's wrong about that is it's a fucked up part of our history, but it's very important. Because the tree hangings is in the scriptures.
Now,
It
Esau
says,
saying
curse
suck.
be he that hang on a tree.
Yep.
That shows that we're the people of the curse.
They
It
hate
says
us.
how Shai was hung on a tree. It
They
says
wanna
what?
use that shit,
He
yeah.
became a curse to deliver us from the curse.
It's a
That's
tree.
how you know we're the children of Israel. We are Yahweh Shai's children, man.
Matter of fact, it's a
Meaning
tree.
the son of Adam.
It's a tree in Texas where it's to hang so-called black people, so-called Mexicans on the same tree, man.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
It was some ranch I was looking at. He said this tree right here. They hung many of my ancestors on here, and they also were hanging the Negroes. I remember
Right.
watching the video.
Where's the
on
lynchings
same
at for the
tree.
Jewish dudes? Where's the Palestinian lynching trees?
Right.
Where's the fucking the Hamite lynching tree? That should happen to us, man.
Yeah,
Well, where's the
Right.
Hamite projects, man?
All right.
Hey, it's funny, man. These niggas is just bugged out. Because you
That
actually
is.
got black conscious Puerto Ricans, man. you got Puerto Rican
Hey,
niggas
somebody-
and the black conscious.
Those some
people.
black conscious right there. But you see those images to the right?
Like
Those are
Gadites.
all Gadites and Reubenites.
Right.
All right, that's what those
So-called
images came from,
Indians.
and those are the same images that they use. All right, those were Native American chiefs And those are the images that they use on the Negro side to actually sell black, so-called black slaves. So when we tell you, hey, look, we know what the fuck we talking about.
That's
and
right.
many of the Gadites and Reubenites got reclassified as Negroes.
Yep.
So, and even in 1683 in Virginia, they had already declared the natives and the Negroes one race. They had declared them the same in the same place where they made up this whole term of white people.
Right. Cause see, you got on TikTok, you got light skinned guys. Oh, they can't imagine there was dark skinned, so-called black.
When you still got guys walking around that's still dark.
That's
Absolutely,
right.
absolutely.
That's right.
Guy,
Look at one right there.
I was
The Quran.
the guy know at the job and whatnot. Dog is south
Yeah,
side.
you still got some walking.
Dog
Yeah,
is
you got
south side.
Israelites that's still dark too. So
Right.
go on with all that bullshit.
Hey,
Y'all
That's
posted
right,
some
man.
stuff in the bishop's room. He just posted a couple things too.
I'm about to go check it out. And if you, I remember last week when I was at work, there was a whole line of mostly Venezuelans at the trying to get green cards. But then you saw when I was with my one of my co-workers, we was going up and down. One of the main guys talking was darker as you were. Matter of fact, all three of y'all look just like y'all. And I'm telling you, and he was like, "Status of needed but and I mean, you know, and he was,
I see so-called Hispanic people every day,
Come on, man.
all day that's darker than me.
Yes.
all the time.
speaking full-blooded
and
Spanish.
a lot of them walk up to me speaking Spanish.
And they so dead.
So
Esau
it happens to me almost every day.
Yeah, the Esau got you niggas so divided. They got you niggas calling yourself Afro-Latino. You fucking goofy. I'm proud of my Afro-Latino heritage.
You triple confused.
You a motherfucking hairstyle Mexican nigga? No, motherfucker. It's dark Mexicans, man. The whole world is swarthy, man. The whole world is swarthy, man. Alright, now something Israelites range dark to light. It's light-skinned Judites. It's light-skinned Mexicans. It's dark-skinned Mexicans. I know black.
I know black.
I know black.
Yeah. Matter of fact, when Esau came here, some of the tribes was a mixture of dark skin, light skin,
It's been like
naturally,
that, yeah.
man.
As the ground, Jewish black as the ground.
Right.
You got black dirt, brown dirt, light brown.
That's right.
You know, red clay.
That's right.
A good example of that is my son. His father's Honduras. His father's from Honduras.
Yeah, stand up so you get on camera and they can see.
Come in, my
He
shot.
Northern Kingdom.
He Northern Kingdom.
Zebulon.
Come on,
You and Zebulon in the house.
Look at that Mayan right there.
That light too bright, it don't really capture his essence of blackness.
Hey, so what y'all gonna say about him?
You a
That's
Mayan
right.
son.
Okay, yeah, you got your 15 minutes. All right, now we'll sit down.
He was feeling something out the other day. He said, "What do I put?" He said, "Black." He said, "I put Hispanic."
Hell yeah. Put white Hispanic at that. Put white Hispanic. That's what I'm put white shit. I put Jewish. I put all that shit.
I put Jewish all the time. I put Jewish all the time. Lord.
My wife called
No,
me.
tell you.
My wife called me 2 weeks ago. She said, "Ron, you're in hospital. Why are you?" I said, "Just tell him Jewish."
Yes.
I said,
Put white motherfuckers. Put anything but black.
God, put you at the top of the pile.
Tonight.
Now the brother Kadam too. The Kadam, his father's Guatemalan, man. And he showed me a picture of his father. And he looked straight like you would consider. He looked almost Mexican, man. You know, Guatemalans hate that they get called Mexicans, but you know,
Same
he
thing
looks
for the
straight
Ricans.
like
Y'all, we all the same.
Right.
They ass tweaking.
When you look at Kadam, and they'll say that he looks like he's a so-called black man.
Put them in about rock camp.
Yeah.
Oh, that brother. Yeah, y'all didn't talk about. Yeah, I didn't
Matter
talk
of
about.
fact, there's some records of some J slaves coming in. Some Senegal, they very dark skinned, they had straight hair. They had some that were very light, had straight hair, sharp noses, thin lips, man. Like, you know, our heritage is a speckled bird, like I said, Jeremiah 12:9.
That's right.
So are you Latino on the earth, like black on the earth, like, man, y'all need to sit down, man.
Right.
Oh, Lord. That's right.
Yeah. Come on, man. Y'all the Corral, the Warning, they Northern Kingdom.
Elder Malcolm.
Elder Malcolm.
Reuben.
Like, come on, man. Y'all just tweaking, man. You see, y'all got this this term mixed. That's what y'all got your minds all messed up when you come from the seed of men.
Right.
But y'all don't understand that, man. Y'all too busy focusing on what the mother
the matriarch.
And King David grandmother was a
Nobody.
I just had that conversation with a Issachar right there was running around calling herself Puerto Rican because her mother was Puerto Rican. I said, no, you're Issachar.
Okay, I got a bunch of it. I was looking for this. This is these pictures right here. I'm gonna have to put it on. These were a lot of these pictures here. You'll see when I pull it up in 1 second. Just give me one.
And it's crazy. The spirit do what the spirit do. Because you see the direction this went.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It all ties into the fall of his economy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Us coming out, right? The truth about who we are.
Right.
That matter of fact, somebody get that while he's clearing it up.
Yeah,
Then what you got?
my
Somebody get
computer.
Isaiah 25:7.
And they Esau,
think about this
the target is Jake, all 12 tribes. Regardless whether you dark skinned
Yeah,
or
you can
whether
see
you light skinned.
you can see that he's wearing something similar to what those images on those Negro things.
But look at the rest of these natives over
Right,
here.
they're all
Yeah,
brown
they
skin.
got lights.
You got afros over here in the back right here.
Yeah.
Different shades of brown.
And you see the afros back here?
Light-
It's
from
afro,
light skin to
afro.
dark.
Look at Yasharal. He got a nice fro, man.
That's it.
Get your
This one right here is Panamanian Indian. Or right there is a Panamanian Indian.
Yeah, that's Zabualawan right there.
Oh, Zebulon, man.
curly right there.
Yeah, I got some
They
money.
call it Afro. Yeah.
Hey, it is a Jew from true Jew.
Which is it?
Trying to hold my.
You stupid.
But that was that was good. Now let's swing back. You got something else?
Yeah, this the Isaiah 10. They was.
Let's swing back to the video.
That's right.
Get a little bit more in that video.
I can wait for the video.
Do you want the 25:7?
Baba Kasha.
Okay, this is Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
Right. So this whole false black and white narrative, Arab, brown man, white man, red man, and all these other. You are red, but all these different yellow, black, and brown, and all that kind of that's all just social constructs that they made up to control the narrative.
Right.
And to create separation, and if they don't call you that, then they call you by a landmass, so they're just full of shit and full of lies, and now the history and the truth is coming out. All things are being revealed, man. He's being made bare, simple as that. And now his kingdom is falling, and he's signed and crying. Let's get back to that cop, to that sheriff.
Okay. That's the one I was looking for. This is off the Incas.
Yeah.
This is the Mayans kind. This was off of the
They dark as
pyramids.
hell.
That's the
And he got
pyramids.
The lips,
The black face
big-
lips?
Yeah, black
Yeah.
face lips. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew I was trying to remember what folder I had it, but I have
Same people, man.
Yeah, they got the same. If you go, and this is over there in the Incas. You got this also in the Mayans. You got in the Aztecs. You'll see this folder was one. And matter of fact, here's one of it, so-called chieftain, right there.
I got the whole photo.
Negro?
I got everybody that's in that picture with.
That's right.
There's about 100 people there, and they all look like him.
That's right.
And that's from 1925.
Come on, bro.
That was a Gadite powwow from 1925. That's where the image comes from.
That's right. So what you're seeing in your American history are lies. There's another picture painted back then. You'll see these are Native Americans, all dark skinned.
Well, you know what? We've read that Ben Franklin's letter plenty of times, and it said that that these people were swarthy and tawny.
Yeah.
All right, so as simple as that, man. Get back to the video.
Concha.
Point's been proven, man.
Yep.
All right, let's get back to
Also,
it.
absolutely.
All right, let me make sure the power is on again.
Look, groceries are up anywhere from 30% to 47% in the last 3 years. Now, when you look at just groceries and the cost of food, because people are stealing food now, and as a chief of police, I can tell you that, I'm starting to understand. I don't know how people afford an apartment anymore with the way that the cost of those are rising. If you ask me, there are a lot of people on the top that are against the majority. And something's going to happen. Something's going to blow because it's not just food. If you want to know why you're struggling, I can tell you why. Because everything is going up at that percentage, right? So take your paycheck. Like I make, I don't know, probably about $57,000 a year. So 3 years ago, that $57,000 has got to stretch out 40% more on multiple levels.
Damn.
Okay? And every time you turn around, these big corporations are wanting to raise prices more and more and more and more. And this is a battle that's going to end in a very bad way.
It's going to
The
end in
homeless
riots.
numbers are rising. Millennials have given up the hope of ever buying a home. And I was stupid enough to try to own a restaurant. Don't do that. I figured out real quick why my family wanted to sell it so bad. I found their invoices. I was paying $180 for a case of cheese that they were spending $74 for in February of 2020.
Pause
If that doesn't tell you,
Wow.
Pause it to speak on that, understanding how when you were making the pieces and stuff. Go ahead.
Because when you have a business and you sit there and you got to buy your dough.
You
gotta
can speak on that too, brother.
You got to buy your dough. You have to buy your boxes. You got to buy your cheese. They go wholesale, of course. And when you go buy wholesale, of course, and you get a big old box of cheese, say you see, it's like he said, $90, $80 or whatever, $75. That right there, you can turn around and make $200-300 off that one box of cheese. All right. If they dump their price up to $180, you can't just jump up your prices of the pizza because nobody gonna buy the pizzas. If people buy pizza right now for about $22, $23 for a large pizza, $25, $30 for an extra large pizza, something like that. If your cost for that cheese goes up 100%, because from 80 to 175, that's over 100%. That means now your profit just went down 100%. Now you're not making the same amount of profit.
And if
so
you're a business owner,
right? To a business owner, now you're not making a lot of money. So your profit, you no longer goes into business to break even. You go into business to make a profit.
Right.
So now the big corporations are squeezing out the individual business owner. And so, like they said, like, look, man, we're barely in the red, and he have his house on the line. He has people when they get these businesses, they say, okay, what's your collateral?
Yep.
Your collateral is your house. If you've been paid off your house, you just put up your $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 house as a collateral. So if that business falls, your house falls. And now you're indigent when you were sitting there had a thriving business as of 2 years ago. Esau's got all. I think he said in this video, is another video we watched.
he says that the middle class is disappearing.
That's it. That's all.
That there's almost no middle class left.
And when I was a freshman in high school, it was an Ephraimite. He was a Spanish teacher, and usually he would teach Spanish, but he don't always teach Spanish. And he said what they trying to do. He told me this when I was 15. He said what they trying to do is get rid of the middle class, and it's gonna be a super rich and a poor.
And he said that way back then.
Yes, yes.
And now you just like, damn, it's all making sense.
It did, yeah, it did. It made very sense, man.
I'm thinking about the movie Deep Cover. With Jeff Goldblum, he was doing a drug deal at the end. And
When he a lawyer.
Yeah. He said there's no more rich people, there's no more poor people. He says there's no middle class, it's just rich people and poor people. Me and you are both rich, so we on the same side.
Yeah. He started saying, and then he was saying mostly robots gonna start taking over these businesses. He said, y'all the future if y'all don't start doing something, basically trying to, get us hope. But there wasn't no hope. He knew that.
That's why the
long time ago.
That's why the movement is over the last couple of weeks.
And that's basically what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now they're trying to say there's a big movement on Instagram and TikToks and so forth. September 1st, trying to tell people to strike and everybody go on strike. And if that we the people got the power, and if we said we can get, man,
Ain't not gonna happen.
no, it's not going to happen. All right, because he even said that he's trying to get people to do it, but people scared to do it because they're gonna be like, well, I don't want to lose my job, might not coming in and striking and so
If they
forth.
do it, the Lord still get everybody in the trick back, because if they do it, they'll crash the economy. and they won't be able to live.
And so no matter what happens, it's going to happen.
The Lord got everybody in the trick bag. So if you do that, you still gonna crash that car.
And guess
if
what?
You don't do it, it's still
whether they do it or not, it's still going to happen.
It's still
coming.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, and there's going to be marauding groups kicking in doors.
But for him even say that, even say that, show you the vibration of the common man. Just like this guy right here, just like average Jake, average Esau, the poor. The poor are going to be the hands of the wicked shall be in Job.
All the hands of the wicked shall be.
I can't call because that's
and to say shit, I'm about to be 31. That was 28 years. He said that. Talking about that was 15. I'm about to be 31 next week. That's a long, yeah. 16 no, 16, yeah.
16 years.
So yeah, 16 years.
And he wasn't even the truth, and he could see that.
I mean, they've been doing this for a long time.
They've been planning.
The shit been collapsing. Really, America's been going downhill. When you watch The Wash, y'all always remember the movie The Wash?
Yeah.
Wasn't the conflict in The Wash automation?
Yep.
The economy's been tanking. You used to be able to work at a car wash and pay your rent.
Well, they show you
I
this.
used to work at a car wash. Used to make like $150 a day.
Well, they did show this. You look at it in the 1956.
He's exactly
The desperation in his voice.
Yeah.
Right? And what he's really doing is he's getting a taste of what it's like to be a so-called black person.
That's
right.
Because
In
Esau
Because,
still had,
because Judah, mainly Judah, and not the other tribes been catching hell too, but Judah has been living this way ever since they destroyed all of Judah's towns and accomplishments after slavery.
Right.
Because you got to remember, Judah built up towns and townships and places and neighborhoods in America that were superseding the whites around them.
Yep.
And so they and this is after slavery, and that angered a lot of white people. They weren't harming the white people, so-called. They weren't they were just, and Judah didn't try to get vengeance or nothing. They just wanted to.
Just let me go on about my business.
Niggas even helped them Edomites. If they couldn't get a loan, they own banks.
Yeah.
Niggas would give them a loan.
And Esau hated, the fact that Judah was doing better than him in America so bad till he went through and destroyed all his towns, burnt down his neighborhoods, destroyed his banks, his schools. Y'all doing over there?
All good?
Yeah, it's all right. He's not going to on that.
But and so, and now, this guy, I'm laughing at his calamity. I was just want to tell him, hey, pull yourself up by your bootstrap.
Yeah, that's what they tell us all the time, right? You got to
work harder.
Because really what they complaining about is bullshit. Y'all can come move right in the hood next to us, nigga.
Yeah.
They mad.
Some of them are.
They got to. That's really what they mad
They
about.
moving all in through Terrortown.
That's
and
why
all
they
along the
mad,
lakefront.
because they getting 300,000 saying it's not enough. They still want to live out next door to motherfucking Michael Jordan shit. No, bring your red ass next door to me, nigga.
Bring that ass here, boy.
Right? Go get the crib. That's 200,000. You can afford that and live next to us, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I got off work last week.
You get to hear these gunshots too, bitch.
Hold on, brother.
I got off work last week. Over there at 68th and Lafayette, that red line train.
Right.
I said, "What is Edomite girl going to?" I'm like, "Where is she going?"
I know.
And somebody carrying my corner, and it was an Edomite boyfriend. Wait, they moving in the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They moving all into the hood.
Yep.
All right, you're always gonna have what you call the pioneers that come in first.
Yeah.
But they're I'm telling you, if you all along the lakefront, all along Lakeside, they all through Lakeside now. Now it was a few in them houses over there where Kanye's mother's house was. It was always a few that still were there.
Right.
All right, but all those high-rise buildings along the lakefront in the 70s, from 71st all the way up until about 76, 78.
South Shore neighborhood.
All those little low-rise buildings. Edomites are all in there now because now they're moving all in there because I know because I see them. They're on the express bus.
Yeah, and the gooks are too. Another reason why.
A lot of them too. They moving into my neighborhood.
The housing costs and the gas. They don't want to take that commute. See, they got you niggas moving to the suburbs because for some reason you feel like that status.
You got Ellen coming into my neighborhood too.
That status to live in the suburbs. That status. But now you niggas are getting oppressed even more instead of just getting a crib in your own neighborhoods and just keeping the shit together like you should. Nevertheless, Esau was moving to the city, so they got to take that drive pay for all that gas. he mentions in his video about the damn. You spending probably a third of your fucking money on getting to work, man.
Yep.
Yeah, and you Edomites, man.
Man, you can't take the
Because
red
he said he had an out. Yeah, you take the red line, you liable to get shot or poked.
Oh man, hey, it's going down.
Or you gonna get high from contact.
Oh my God.
That will happen.
You gonna get robbed on the red line. And it's funny, man, because
I'm gonna tell you, brother. Years ago, when I was young, people got beat up on the red line in the buses often. I'm just saying. No, I'm talking about it was
y'all not getting what he's saying.
But see now, you know, I'm older now. You know, so I have to be wise in my movement and everything. So right there, I try to avoid the red line unless I absolutely have to. And then when I do ride it, I find myself moving from car to car, just so I don't have to, you know, because somebody come down, sit down next to me.
Right.
And I'm like, nigga, we ain't in your house.
Right.
And you know what's crazy though?
You know, and it's like, man, we're in an enclosed car.
Yeah.
There's old people, women with babies, and you.
And you know, it's something.
I'm like, I hate niggas, man.
It's something to wall on cars where they say you're supposed to smoke. It really some type of.
Oh yeah, it's illegal. It's illegal in Illinois.
Well, it's illegal anyway, but it just goes to show you that ever since the whole C-19, you know, niggas and crackers do it too.
Yeah, nobody cares. But you know what's
crackers do it too. They want. As a matter of fact, the damn Edomites are smoking that same skunk funky shit that Jake be smoking. I'm smelling that shit. I'm like, damn, ain't no niggas around. It's crackers. You know, because normally you smell that shit, you gonna see some niggas and spiggers.
Right.
But they walking up and down. They walking up and down Damon in Bucktown, in the where the $1 million homes at, doing that shit too. I'm like, God damn. Everybody, even the crackers is niggas now.
Everybody smoke. But you notice like 5 years ago, it was limits at the red line. Say you coming from north. By the time you get to Sox 35th, all the heathens was off the train.
Yep, they were.
But now you got them riding even up to 63rd. Most 65th.
And sometimes 69th.
Yeah, but now you got them even getting off 63rd, 69th.
But they've been gentrified Inglewood for a minute.
It's supposedly, but they ain't gentrified. They just can't afford.
They can't
gentrify like they used to.
Yeah, I was just about to say
they can't even afford to gentrify. Now they gotta just mingle in with the niggas.
Yeah.
I remember.
Which is the Lord setting them up.
Ron Lashpay, I said,
they
put a Whole Foods in the Starbucks in Inglewood. I said, they try to gentrify the shit.
Yep.
But one of them crashed. Was it the Whole Foods?
The Whole
Whole Foods crashed. They can't afford to gentrify over there no more.
Well, actually, they had a contract. It was set up that way. The dude, they was protesting about it. They had a contract that they was going to be a Whole Foods for so long, and then it was going to turn it into a Save-A-Lot after the contract ended. And that's what happened. And niggas went into it and was like, look, this some bullshit. This was set. It was a setup to bring people, basically make people think they was doing something.
It don't matter. Them Edomites.
Well, they did want to gentrify Inglewood. They wanted it. Any neighborhood where a train runs through and will take you straight downtown, they wanted it.
Right off the greenway.
The green line
right there.
Exactly. So that's why they wanted it. Every neighborhood where a train runs right through it, they want that.
Yeah,
once they want to live alone, they want to be walking distance to the train.
That's it.
Once the neighborhood get a Whole Foods and a Starbucks, they trying to bring crackers in. Hey, but this Lamentations 1 and 20. Behold, O Lord, Yahweh, for I am in distress. My bowels are troubled, my heart is turned within me. If I have grievously rebelled, abroad the sore bereaved, at home there is as death. So we just fucked up, right? They have heard that I sigh, there is none to comfort me. All my enemies have heard of my trouble. Perfect. They are glad that thou hast done it.
Perfect.
Thou wilt bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me.
Right.
Let all their wickedness come before thee, and do unto them as thou hast done unto me.
Right.
All my transgressions, but my sighs are many, and my heart is faint. Right. So you got Edomites that can't afford these motherfucking cribs. They making 6 figures. Move to the hood. You got to be right there with us.
Clients.
Yeah.
Because paying me was nothing once upon a time. Now it's a struggle. The first thing that gets cut, you know, from the upper middle class, the first class citizen, The first thing to get cut is their training and their masseuse. Those are the first things that they, and I did, and I was doing very well with that for many a year, and they just can't afford me anymore.
Yeah, I got another precept too. This Isaiah 19. What's it like? Oh, you sure?
Well, I was about to
This
say
Isaiah
that
19.
their discretionary spending starts going down. They start spending money on the
Memberships,
luxury
clubs.
luxury items. Next thing you just try to spend on their money only on essentials. When you got the elite only or the so-called upper class only spending on essentials, it lets you know they
it's hurt.
Yeah,
it's bad out.
Yeah, but that's what you used to say years ago, Malcolm, how all them clients that you had up there on the Gold Coast, and them motherfuckers are gone.
They gone.
That's
The ultra wealthy has been gone.
Yeah, this is the perfect storm. It's
the Salaki, brother. The wealthy people here in America are the low level. I mean, and not in America, but the wealthy people in Chicago. Those are the low level. They're the ones that stunt. They're fronting.
Right.
The people live in the corncob buildings and marina towers and stuff, and living. Those are the people. They barely making it.
Yep.
Right.
They not. Yeah, they got enough money to be there, but they like. Yeah, they ain't stunting like them guys I used to fuck with back
and
in
there's
the
a
day.
lot of Edomites in these condos that's getting Section 8.
Yes, it
That's-
is.
Yeah, it is.
My dad put me on to that in the early 2000s.
Yeah, there's a lot of Edomites in these condos downtown. They living good, but they on Section 8. So they can still go shop on, the Magnificent Mile and shit. But they hitting the system hard. And Esau like to complain as niggas. No, man.
That's y'all.
This shit was set up for y'all. Since when the government actually want to help niggas, man? Come on, stop playing. Hey, but this is a perfect storm. You got unemployment increasing due to automation. I just watched a video. This motherfucking robot built the house. I think it said laid 1,000 bricks an hour, and it can build a full-size
I
house
saw that
in
video
2 days.
in 2 days, and I saw that shit was
Working
like,
all night.
I was like, damn, that's a lot of bricklayers and carpenters. is
Out of
just
work.
fucked.
The whole masonry. Gone.
But now you saying that they keep putting this commercial up about how they got AI lawyers now. Now they basically moving them out of business now too, and they're gonna be no
I
lawyers.
will make sure I defend you to
Yeah,
the best of my
ChatGPT will
ability.
get it done.
Which means, and we already showed the new AI is all programmed.
Yes, it is.
Whoever program it the way they want to, so it's not even really real AI.
That's
Right.
right.
It's controlled AI,
Yeah.
right? Real AI went rogue on their ass and they got rid of that shit.
Right.
Yep, and this Isaiah 19 and 14. Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. They have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So Esau can't make proper decisions for his country. Everything he's doing is bringing him towards demise. Starting with automation, starting with debt. Really, if Esau really just kept even half the laws of the Lord, just dealing with, even if he just kept the parts just with his own fellow Edomites, the economy would actually be straight, you fucking goofy. All right? The Lord had a perfect welfare system.
Perfect.
We canceled debt every 7 years.
Yes, sir.
You wouldn't have to worry about homes. See, Esau made home ownership is predatory.
Yes.
And Esau further made it predatory, but he made sure to keep you Edomites in rotation to sell your home and buy homes too.
That's it.
All right? In the ancient world, if I bought your house and your land after 50 years, if you alive or dead, that shit go back to you or your family. And I get my own land and house back too. See, Esau even put you motherfucking heathens in slavery.
That's it.
In the ancient world, say you when it mentions going to work for somebody in the ancient world, that was you being a slave.
That's
And
right.
it was temporary.
That's it.
You worked for 7 years, you got enough finances and wealth
Move
to
on
now
now.
get your own shit done.
That's right.
Now you whatever you went to, you can do it and help the next man. It was a system of entrepreneurship.
That's right.
All right, point blank period. You can,
Apprenticeship.
yeah,
You
you'll get your own shit. Yeah.
Like you said, the welfare system, that when you pull down your crops, you left the corners.
10% of your
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you modernize it, whatever you went to, say, look, it wouldn't be no big ass. Esau the devil. Apple, if I'm a program, I can develop my own shit or get a team of developers and we can work together and shit'll be split fair. But Esau made it so they get rich off your ass and they not paying you a fair amount.
The same
And
thing.
then you got these motherfuckers, because of that, they leaving their jobs. All right, the Esau so greedy, they cut corners and they fire motherfuckers. They got machines doing it. So now you can't even fucking work. Everything this man has done is shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah, he destroys his own his own setup.
The scripture says, "He that is evil to himself,
To whom shall
he
be
truly
good."
is.
He
Like,
put you in slavery. Esau has put Esau in slavery.
right.
He complaining about, I don't know where they gonna live and this and that. Bitch, you a slave just like us now, man.
That's
Get
right.
fucking
That
nations,
is.
man. Salakia. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do.
Perfect.
So this was prophesied, man. This just continued bad decision making Esau's been doing is now catching up to him, man. His pride, his covetousness is shooting him in the ass.
Yep.
As it says in Sirach, this is a recompense of his evil.
Yep.
All right, that was the curse put on the serpent that he would go after his belly. So you got a bunch of greedy motherfuckers ruling the damn earth, only caring about increasing their riches they can never spend in 100 lifetimes.
Man.
But they just want to oppress your ass. And now you a fucking slave. Now you can't even get a piece of the pie that was promised to y'all way back in Genesis 27. It's enough resource for all you Edomites to rule the world together.
You
And
know
fuck
what?
us all up together. But Esau so greedy.
Yeah. He
love it.
He
Love
destroyed
it.
himself.
Love it.
Yeah.
He's destroying himself, and there's so many mathematicians that have done different breakdowns and placing people, the whole population of the earth, in one place.
Yeah.
Right.
Texas was one of them. That was one that I'm trying to remember the other one, and they kept doing it in sections. They said, well, we can get the whole population in here, everybody can have a house, and they said, okay. Then they spread out a little bit further, and everybody can have a house and so many acres of land where they can grow their own food and not be on top of each other. And literally, it said, so this whole thing about it being too many people, it's too many people that want to control more than what they need.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's what it comes down to. When you got whole islands and shit, you know, you got a state, and you got all these thousands of acres of land that's owned by 10 people. But yet the population of that state is 13,
It's
14,
so
15 million, but 10 people own damn near all the land in the state.
It's
You know
so
what I'm
fucked
saying?
up, Elder. It's so much land here. It's enough land for some motherfuckers to own some islands and still be plenty. Esau just the damn devil. It's slave. The other scriptures that Revelation 6 talk about the balances, which zygos, which means slavery. Then it says buying their water and food by weight. The fact that you go to a grocery store and you paying for an 8-ounce steak, all right, or that's slavery. You don't own nothing. So that nigga talking about you will own nothing and you will love it. That's been happening.
Right. Yep.
That's already happening. You go slave to get some paper, all right. It's basically like when you go to what's the game? Dave and Buster's.
Well, you got to register everything.
Yeah.
So the fact that you've registered, when you go and earn this paper money, which is connected to, which is, that's backed by nothing. When you go buy anything, the moment you register it, you just really gave up the ownership of it.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. It's like GameStop credits or Dave and Buster money. Right. All right. When you go there, you give them something real. Which in this case, you work, you slave, you giving them your time, your energy. That's something real, something you could have put into yourself, right? And they give you this currency that you can only use on their shit. They own everything. You got to go to them for the one of all things. You heathens are now feeling like us, man. You got to go to the Elisa Edom for the one of all things. You are a fucking slave. Yeah. Welcome to our world.
That's why it's so funny that
and we leaving. We going up while y'all coming down for the
record. You got a scripture to back that up too. Go ahead, guys.
You want to hit that?
Yeah. You can say what you're about to say in 1 second.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. You see, there's only one way to rule for forever, and that's the way of righteousness. You see, all these other nations, when they get put in power, they ultimately go down because they rule with unrighteousness. Yep. Now the thing is with Esau, Edom, like the Elder Bro Benji was saying, they're ruling with just complete wickedness. And so just like when they got into power, it says how evils multiplied in the world. Forget addition. You know what I'm saying? Multiplication. Right. When Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, got into power, you know, because they are the basis of men and the righteousness of the Most High God. They're about the complete opposite of that, and so these are telltale signs of these things that's going on right now. Everything that's going on right now. What this guy, this police officer is talking about. All these things are the telltale sign of a transition from power, from one people to another people.
What's those
Right?
the canary in the cave? Whatever the hell they say.
Cajun Captain Canary.
Some of the
Canary in the coal mine.
canary in the coal, man.
So like
One of them, whatever.
So like I did this mathematical equation years ago in the truth, and I just googled it again. What is the total land acreage of the planet? Not the water, just actually solid land. It is 36 billion acres. If you can take it, it's real simple. How many people on the planet? 7 to 8 billion. So let's say 8. Divide 8 into 36. Everybody can get that much acreage to themselves.
Right.
All right. I'm using somebody else's phone, so I had to even figure out how to get on there.
How much acres you said?
36 billion acres, and you divide that by 8 billion people. 8 billion. So 36 billion divided by 8 billion.
4.5.
So everybody should have 4.5 acres of land, and 4.5 acres. If you go do the math on the acres, that's a lot of land.
That's
1
a lot of
acre is a
land,
lot of land.
Right.
Everybody can have 4.5 acres of land.
Basically, you could probably get one family, like if you split this block up into 3 sections, you could have one family, and you have all that plot and all that land around it with your own food, your dogs, your own, your own livestock, and your own garden, and you could be actually self-sufficient. You could actually do that. Because that's about 4 acres.
See, but when you're the wicked, and you're carnal, you're insatiable. You see, and you want it all. See, the scriptures talk about how
I sent you something.
The scriptures talk
Send
about.
it to him. We can play it. Salakia.
No. I was just gonna say the scriptures talk about in the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world, and a wise king is the upholding of the people that's being ruled over. Right, a wise king. But when you're a dumbass, all right, and you're wicked, then this is what happens in the world: a hellhole.
Dumbass and wicked.
That's it. That's it. And instead of
bad combo.
Instead of a paradise, it's a hell.
Definitely Esau.
I was gonna say, y'all can read that next.
Slap your crowd with the talking.
So that's rock, the next person.
So, what were you saying?
next
though?
I said, y'all get right. He's the biggest dumbass on the planet, man. That's why the Lord's finna boot his ass, man.
I got a scripture to back up what you were saying though. This is Jeremiah 22:13. Woe to him that buildeth house to house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work. That's Esau.
Yep. Yep.
Want to put you on top of each other, and this, that, and the other, and have all this other fucking land, and this, that, and the other, and say it ain't enough fucking land.
You know, that's why scriptures say, woe to him that build house to house.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, you just read, yeah. Woe means destruction. Off that alone, the Lord can destroy your ass.
So you could just make it 3 and everybody
whole
destroy.
setup.
Hold on, he said ain't enough land,
With
but you
extra
go through.
for whatever.
No,
Extra, right?
No, I was just gonna
Go ahead, finish.
get this other verse back in this Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 9. It says, "Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such a one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels." You see, and so they're extra uber proud,
Yes.
all right, and putting their mindset above the mindset of the Most High God. All right, and they want to play
They know
God,
better.
but
They think they know better.
exactly. All right, and they don't get no more prouder than that, right there.
Right. I think you know better than the actual power.
Creator,
The architect of all.
right. It is the creator saying, well, if you rule this way, all right, then you're gonna get a paradise. Then you're gonna get everything is serene and beautiful and fair and equitable, right?
Why? Because I designed it this way.
Exactly.
That's why scripture says, out of prison he cometh to reign,
Right.
and therefore they that are born in his kingdom become poor.
That's
right? You're born with debt. How the hell are you born Now, how the hell all this money
$80,000
nigga I
in
just
debt.
got here? You know, like the brother Benji was going into it. He was basically saying like, hey, you here it is, you are already in slavery. And it's funny, and I was gonna say this, it's funny because, you know, they laugh at us when we tell them that they're going into slavery, but nigga, you already in slavery.
Well,
Man.
some of them not laughing.
Right. Hey, because
They ain't laughing like they used to.
Yeah.
exactly, because they also see this downfall and that there is no healing,
Babylon.
you know, for Babylon. But she calls me this precept. This is 2 Samuel 23:3. It says, the God of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just,
That's right, brother.
ruling in the fear of the Most High God.
That's right. That's why King Solomon said to the Lord, when he asked him, what do you want? He said, well, shit. I got all these people, these great, I need wisdom. I need to understand how to judge these people.
That's it.
Because I don't want to fuck up.
I need to know how to not fuck up.
And
Yes.
but the fool in his heart said, there is no God.
That's right.
You see? And he played God himself.
That's right.
All right? And so the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, man.
Yeah, it's
To know that if you don't roll,
be very afraid.
and if you don't roll with the righteousness of the Most High God,
You go
well,
fuck it
there's
up.
going to be consequences
What's
in his
crazy-
death
and
and
repercussions.
destruction. That's it. Which is
crazy.
ultimately death and destruction.
That's right, brother.
What's
All right.
great, what's crazy is like lately, if you go on the internet and search the internet, the scriptures, the Lord has been standing on the scriptures. Like these, everybody been coming out, proving the Lord, His work, affirming it, and how everything is enclosed. Ain't no going into outer space. That Esau's a fucking liar, man. Esau's a fucking liar.
Yeah.
He's a fucking liar.
Hence the reason why those chemtrails jacking us up so bad.
God.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so it's coming out across the planet, and Esau, these men that's been standing on the corner, goddamn, they've been telling the truth the whole time.
Yeah, and some people are saying that. Many, I would say probably at this point millions. Because you know what, I got people, you know, we all do, but that's people from Europe that watch my videos all the time, and they'll chime in and say, well, the same thing here in London, same thing here in Ireland, and shit like that. You know, so people are watching, man.
That's right.
And you know, a lot of things, you know, Benji be like, man, Esau don't know shit, you know, and I'd be like, you know, and then I started to look like a lot of information that Esau give you is just a bunch of bullshit. He don't know nothing.
Well, he tries
He
to.
don't know how big the earth is.
No.
He don't know the shape of the mother. He don't know shit.
He is a liar.
He'll give you a
0.949, so some.
He'll give you a guesstimation.
He'll give you
Theory.
you know, right. Esau will give you an inkling of truth, and then he'll give you one or two truths, all right, that may not even be solid, but then he'll give you a whole bunch of lies too. For every two truths, he gives you 10 lies, man. And that's why people are so lost and confused. Will we be able to pull it up?
I got it.
Yeah, I posted it in there.
I did.
Probably shot.
Once I praise, it's gonna start playing.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and pull it up real quick, and we're gonna let Alex Jones talk about what's coming, and what Alex Jones is talking about. It was confirmed through Bill Gates and who I saw both the other videos when Bill Gates said it, and I saw the video when I forget that really ugly old Edomite lady.
Listen to what's about to happen.
From the WEF and the Who.
You gonna play? Okay.
Yeah, play it.
Breaking news. Breaking news. It's about to happen. Listen.
And I went and met with them. Had a cup of coffee with them. And they said, you gotta warn people. Tuesday, we got called in, the managers, and told that by the middle of September, that the new policy's being written, that this is done. They were told this is happening. This is not hypothetical. You all have to wear a mask again, and so will airport employees. Then, by the middle of October, they are going to say that everyone flying has to wear a mask. And in the meetings, people began to ask them, well, I mean, why is happening? They said, well, because of the new variant in Canada and because of the WHO, they may, declare this, but regardless, we've been told this is going to happen.
We're coming back, people. The elites are fighting back.
And then they were told, we expect by December a return to the full COVID protocol of 2020-2021. And I was given many more details. I wrote down notes on it. Then I left. Called the first federal connection that I was thinking of. Didn't answer. Called the second. Answered. Told them what I've been told. They said, what day was that? I said, Tuesday. They said, yep, we were told yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday, so it was Wednesday. Expect COVID protocols to begin rolling out middle of September. And I said, what else were you told? Basically that they believe this new variant's super bad and that they're doing the testing and that they should just get ready for a whole new rollout of what happened before. And this was Border Patrol connected people I was talking to, and testing at the border again and the whole shooting match.
People fight back.
That's 2 federal agents
Fight back.
that told me this yesterday. And I went and looked at the news, and there they were saying Canada's looking at new restrictions again because of the variant, and so is the EU. And one of the Russians just put out 3 days ago, U.S. is plotting another pandemic. Russian head of the defense ministry warns.
Stop it right there. So the Russians put out a thing immediately and said that America is planning a new, a new
strain.
thing.
New thing.
So the deck is about to go up because people are not. This is going to kill what's left of America. It's going to destroy businesses and everything's going to go up. Everything's going to go up exponentially, and all this is happening at the same time. The hyperinflation is rolling in. So when we say it's here, it's here, it's here. Responding to what the elder apostle Tahar said in this video.
Then you got that nuka poop talking about fight back. Ain't nothing gonna
Yeah,
fight
well, he
back.
don't know what
He don't know what's right.
Look, yeah, he probably a Muslim. Anyway, got that dumbass no mustache with a beard on the bottom. That's typically a thing that Ishmael does or the Muslims do.
Right.
Or Jake, the Islam type cats do. Amish, some of the Amish do that too. Yeah, because that's a bugged out look.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got to
It really is. Because because I don't even know if it's really going off. It just look bugged off.
Yeah.
It ain't your beard. It's just weird, to have a beard with no mustache. It's just that's like peanut butter no jelly. I mean, it don't make sense, man. But anyway, it's all gonna backfire on them. All right, because somebody real quick get Isaiah. We gonna wrap it up. Get Isaiah 33:1 because the world is getting ready to deal treacherously with them, and so with all these things that's coming down the pipe, they need to distract the Americans and the Western world from all the other shit that's happening. So this to get this control over the people again, But I don't think that these Southerners and these militia groups are finally going use their pew-pews and it's going to be a whole lack of pew-pew-pew going back and forth real soon. But go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
Right. So Esau Edom dealt treacherously with his own people here in America, and he dealt treacherously with his with all his comrades, all his allies. And now, go ahead, y'all.
it says, when thou cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled.
So when they go to do all this shit, see, they're trying to control chaos. And chaos can't be controlled.
Right.
So everything's going to hit at once. This is a perfect storm, like St. Benji said, man. This is a perfect storm coming. And on top of that, you got firestorms all over the world, too. I mean, uproars of the people. All this shit is all happening at once, man.
That's right.
And it can't, this is a game of Jenga. And eventually, you're going to pull that one piece where the whole thing is
falls
coming
apart.
down.
It's funny you did because we was playing Jenga last week at the block party, and it got to the point where when you have nothing else in the middle and then things to go on the side, it's that one piece like, oh shit, no matter what piece you pull, it's coming.
It's all coming down.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's pretty much where we are. All right? Is there more to that?
Thank you.
It says, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously.
That's right.
Right. And so, and that's what's happening, man. The nations are making side deals and backdoor deals with America's enemies. Their own allies are making, and the infighting within NATO. There's infighting. They're looking at each other. I believe Italy and France is going back and forth with each other now. So it's over.
That's right.
It's over. We just got to ride out the storm, brothers.
That's
We
right.
did that one cop that rolled down with the Twin Towers, and he made it when everybody else died. Building collapsed, and he just rolled it down. He was good. All right. Hey, so with that, man, I'm gonna give all praises, all glory, and honor
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakam,
Wa Abba Ball.
Abba, Abba.
Yeah, the Lord was with him that day. He was like, wee.